So Maya Moore gives Caitlin Clark some advice on how to become even a better leader, and Simply Ball Droppin turns that around to saying Caitlin Clark is not a leader. Hello, everybody, and welcome to your channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification button you do so you get notified of our next video. We're really close to 6,000 subscribers, and we need your help. Make Rob happy. Someone made Rob happy the other day. They said in a comment.
Yeah.
So, hey, join us for our live show, which is now started out with Caitlin Clark's crossover. We've got a bunch of panelists from all over the world. Caitlin Clark world, that is. And it's like a sports reporter site forum, and it's really cool. It's Mondays from 6 to 7 and Thursdays 5:30 to 6:30, and the live show continues after that. So join us for that at his Eastern time, except for major holidays. So, Rob, everyone knows who Maya Moore is that's listening to this video, I'm sure. She's a former UConn great and also an NBA great that only played 8 years, but had 4 championships and an MVP. And she's considered one of the greatest players of all time, both in the WNBA and in college. And she's also Caitlin Clark's idol, and they've met. So Caitlin Clark obviously looks up to her, and she said some nice things about Caitlin Clark. And then they interviewed her recently about Caitlin Clark, and she talked about leadership. And I'm going to play that for you, and then you can tell me how you interpret it, and then we'll see how someone else interpreted it.
You know, next steps, gosh, in this generation, right? You have, I think, just so many more challenges of how to handle yourself as an adult, right? You go through that whirlwind of being a senior in college, transitioning into the W. And then the next step is how to become just an even better leader. And so,
now, you just want to point out exactly how she worded that. How to be an even better leader is what she said.
So much of leadership, I think, is listening and learning. And hopefully the more she can get connected to vets in the league and just different people and coaches and anyone that she can glean wisdom from of how to just continue to learn how to be as a connected and inspiring leader as she can be. And a lot of that is walking the walk and not just talking the talk. So she's already on her way, but, continuing to have fun, continuing to anticipate how people are going to try to stop her and being prepared as she can be for next season.
So you notice at the end there, Rob, she said it's about walking the walk and not just talking the talk, but she also said she's already on her way. So she's not indicating that she's not doing some of the good things as a leader does. How did you interpret that whole minute talk about leadership from Maya Moore in terms of Caitlin Clark's leadership skills and future as a leader?
Yeah, she's correct on that because, and there's different parts of being a leader. You can be the leader where you're right out front there and you're the rah-rah and get things going and, have everybody. And there's also, like she said, you can also lead by example. So, just because you're a leader doesn't mean you have to be out front. You can also lead and people follow you. Like if you're working hard in the gym and then you see, if Caitlin Clark's working hard, and the other players see her like, well, geez, maybe I should get in the gym also and start working hard. That's a quiet way of leading. So she also on the basketball court, she definitely shows that she's a leader on the basketball court. And then I like the last part with the 2 additions of Howard and Bonner. She can also feed off of them to be even better leader. Getting information from them and they'll get along. Also say, hey, you can do this, or maybe with the generational thing, she can say, hey, Caitlin, can you talk to Mitchell and say, do this here? You guys get along, like that. So. Yeah, it's a perfect way of how she described Caitlin Clark and what the future has for her.
Well, she said a lot of it is about listening, and I think that's what you're talking about with Abana and Natasha Howard and other veterans like Sophie Cunningham. The way I interpreted that is that she's already a good leader, but she could be better, and partly is because she's only 22, 23 years old now. She's 23 years old now, and she was just a rookie. And, she's had, a couple outbursts here and there. But in general, I think Caitlin Clark's an excellent leader. She led Iowa to the national finals 2 years in a row, a bunch of 3-star recruits and 1 4-star recruit that started. And then she's had several Big Ten championships. She was the MVP of the under-19 national team that won a gold medal. So that sounds to me like she had some leadership in that team. She was the MVP. And I think she showed good leadership. She dragged them to the playoffs last year, Rob, after the Olympic break. I think it was her leading them in their offensive game plan that she likes to play is what turned their season around.
Yeah, she stopped listening to the coach and just said, "Okay, let's do it this way. This way it works," and it did.
Right. I don't blame her for not listening to the coach because the coach was awful. And if she had listened to the coach, they'd be 10-30 last year because they wouldn't have won those games that they won. So that was rather obvious because they struggled half court offensively, as we know. So that's the way I interpreted that. And there's that she's already a good leader because that's what even better leader means if you look it up. And she also seemed to indicate, yeah, she's got some, room to grow, which is not surprising. But at the same time, I think she's a really good leader. And I've never heard a bad thing said from any of her teammates at either the WNBA level or in college. I don't have any quotes from anyone in high school, but everybody on those two teams loved playing with her and for her, I guess, in the sense that she's the leader, that she's the point guard. So that's the way I interpret it. And did you interpret that the same way, Rob, about what she was saying?
I did. Yes, I did. Yeah.
Because it's weird because someone else interpreted it completely different, Rob. And I don't know if this person has a motive or not, but I heard he does. So this is a website called SimplyBallDroppin. And he's an Angel Reese lover and basically a Caitlin Clark hater. I'll get into some of the things he said besides this. But let's just listen to how he interpreted what Caitlin Clark had to say. I'm just going to play little excerpts of him, like 30 seconds here and 30 seconds there, not very much. The first thing is this is the beginning of the video that he has.
Sometimes people that you look up to can give you a harsh reality on what it takes to become one of the all-time greats in the WNBA. You won't believe what the GOAT, many people think, and Maya Moore said about Caitlin Clark. So right now, Maya Moore is basically saying Caitlin Clark is not a leader.
Moore did not say that.
No.
Said
she
even
did not
a
say
better
that.
leader.
Yeah, she didn't say that.
Well, this guy always speaks with double negatives, so his English isn't very good, Rob. Let's just say that. So maybe he doesn't understand what even a better leader means. Later on, Rob, this is what he says.
Now, a lot of people through the course of the WNBA season last year, I know she was just a rookie, saying that she needs to be a better leader. They didn't know who the leader was on that Indiana Fever team. And
okay, so let's stop right there.
Okay.
Everybody knew who the leader was. It wasn't the coach. That was the problem. It was Caitlin Clark.
Right.
All right, there's a few more seconds of this and then I'll stop.
Game recognizes game, and Maya Moore, she pointed that out. She pointed that out that Caitlin Clark needs to be a better leader. Right now, she's saying that Caitlin Clark is not a leader.
Okay, so she didn't say that at all.
Yeah, she didn't say she's not a leader. She says she has to become a better leader, not that she's not a leader.
Right, I know. It's very clear. And I don't know anybody around the league that was saying bad things about Caitlin Clark as a leader, except for the haters. It wasn't like people were saying, oh, she's a lousy leader. No, they were saying she led him to the playoffs is what most people were saying, Rob.
Yeah, so, she did. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he's definitely a hater, and he's taking the words out of context. You're probably used to that with being a lawyer. You hear people talk like that. You're like, no, that's not.
Well, she simply didn't say it.
No.
Yeah, so I didn't know what to say. The comments down below are awful, Rob. They just, they said they're going to attack Maya Moore, which they, as far as I know, they didn't attack Maya Moore because I don't think it's a bad thing what she said. She just said she needs to do this, this, and this to become even a better leader or a great leader. Because why would you expect a 22 or 23-year-old to be a great leader?
Right.
Michael Jordan was not a great leader when he got into the league until he got Phil Jackson as a coach and he learned to trust his teammates. It just seemed like this whole site has a racist agenda against Caitlin Clark, and that's why he twisted everything around. In fact, they got Phil Jackson became his coach in the 1989-90 season when he was 26 years old. That's when Michael Jordan finally became a great leader. 26. Caitlin Clark is 23 now. So, it didn't happen overnight for anybody.
No, yeah. I mean, some people, I mean, that's saying, oh, they're a born leader. I mean, I don't know about that saying, but it takes a while for you to figure out, because like Maya said, you have to look at the situations and see like how can I do this, or how can she improve herself and she's already making her team better the way she plays and the way she's passing, you know.
Right. So almost everybody on this site, except for a couple people, said, "Oh yeah, I told you she wasn't a leader," and the Caitlin Clark fans are going to go crazy on Maya Moore, which again, they don't believe that. And one person just said, "Why do you hate Caitlin so much?" And there was like 54 responses to that. And you know why they hate Caitlin. You don't even need to ask it.
Yeah.
And he responded, "Oh, I didn't say it. Maya Moore did." No, you lied about what Maya Moore said. So
yeah,
you
lied.
did.
She did not say what you said.
So
it's you.
He said all sorts of things about Caitlin Clark. He said Christy Sides is a good coach.
So right there, Mark, you just like stop and right there.
I don't have to listen to him after that.
Yeah, I would be like, okay, I'm not listening to you. I'm done with you.
He said Juju Watkins as a freshman was a better player than Caitlin Clark as a senior. Things like that. He said all sorts of things about Caitlin Clark. Yeah. He basically said Angel Reese discovered Caitlin Clark. Mm-hmm. All this stuff he said in other videos, Robin, none of it's true. And the only reason I know who he is because people told me about him on our Caitlin Clark crossover, about how he keeps saying false things about Caitlin Clark. And then I saw this just came up because I looked him up. And I couldn't believe what I was hearing in terms of how he twisted everything and turned everything around. And I think we've just got to concentrate on what Maya Moore has to say, I guess. But I just want to point out that this hate against Caitlin Clark and this twisting the narrative around is not going to stop, Rob. It doesn't matter.
No, we discussed that, Mark. It's not going to stop. But I think eventually, like during the season, like I said, with the All-Star game, and then you see the players that the Fever have on their team now that wanted to come and play for her. You can just see how it's going to change around.
Right. Anyway, so that's Maya Moore's take. I think she seems like an intelligent woman, and everyone said she was a good leader. So that's what I heard anyways. She led them to championships. She got several championships. So that's pretty interesting what I saw there, Maya Moore. And I hope Caitlin Clark will be a better leader this year, but she'll have a much better coach, which will make her a better leader.
Right.
That's just all there is to it. She'll have a better team. She won't be as frustrated, and I think it'll make it a lot easier. And hopefully the calls won't be so bad against her.
Man, I don't know if that's going to change.
Maybe I'm being overly optimistic, just saying maybe they'll be better.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying they're going to be better. I'm just hoping they're going to be better. All right, let us know what you think about the video. Let me know what you think about Simply Ball Dropping. Some people said they want him on the show for Caitlin Clark's crossover. I'll stick him on the show. I don't think he's going to be like Michael Tillery was. I think though to have a good conversation with him if he wants to be on, he's more than welcome to defend himself anytime he wants after I said this stuff, because everything I said was the truth. So please share it with your family and friends or acquaintances. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. And Caitlin Clark's crossover starts our live show now every Monday and Thursday at 6 to 7 on Mondays and 5:30 to 6:30 on Thursdays. And it's Eastern time, of course, PM, except for major holidays. And if you want, you can donate to our channel with super chats and super thanks down below. And there's a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.